What is good, y'all? SGG gang, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, man. I hope you guys are ready and enjoying the series, man. Leave likes, comments, subscribe down below. If you guys are enjoying it, leave feedback. And man, as many people, you guys that are watching this, man, there's no reason we shouldn't be at 1K right now. So if you enjoy the video, if you like it a little bit, subscribe. If you don't and you don't want to subscribe, at least leave some feedback. Help me get better at the series so that way we can get up to that 1K subscriber standpoint and get more eyes on the series, because I feel like I'm doing a good job. Look at this, we're 9-4 on the season, just finished a great stretch. We've won every series that we played this season so far, all 4 of them, and we'll be getting deeper into the month of April in this video. But before we get started, I wanted to show off the standings. We're a game up against the Chicago White Sox right now at 8-5, and we'll see how long that lead lasts. You see we're batting .268 as a team, a .329 ERA, so it's definitely been pitching, improving this season as the batters are still looking cold. But as for everybody else in the division, they're all still looking just as cold too as well. So I wanted to make sure that we go ahead and do everything that we possibly can to keep this kind of lead up. You see Therese Skubal is coming back from his injury. As we go ahead and jump straight into a little bit of simulation / scouting, we win the first 2 games here against Washington, so that's another series victory. 5 in a row to start off the year. 6-1 here against them. 11 hits, a couple of multi-hit games, and a home run there from Riley Green with 4 ribbies. Not a grand slam days. I don't see any 4 RBIs in 1 inning, but Matt Manning, 5 1/3, no earned runs. ERA is sub-1. He's looked phenomenal to start the year out. Bullpen is looking good. Ronnie Garcia getting 1 out, but ERA still above 7. So he has a long way to go before he works down. As you can see here, as we go ahead and get into scouting week 3, Danny Dietz, 81 and 93 potential at second base, so most likely going to be a B potential prospect. 19 years old. He'll come in with good contact and vision. Defense is something other to be desired, though, and no power. So whether he's actually 2 on my board or not, I don't know. I kind of like the numbers here. Let me know down below. Do you guys like this as a prospect? I just don't like the fact that I'm not getting any defense here with my second baseman, especially when there's other people in the top ranks that could fill that same need as well. I mean, there's mostly just pitchers here up near the top, but there are a couple other infielders that we could also choose from here to maybe even consider looking at. Now, if you look at my recently scouted, we did look at second baseman. So I wanted to look and see if anybody kind of jumped out my eye. A lot of these are non-ranked, but a couple, sliding up and down the board. Mike Sanford jumped up a little bit to 45. Sean Estrada, we have at 100% now. He's most likely going to be a B potential. Could have a chance for C potential. High contact, high vision. He'll actually give me defense and speed. So actually, as opposed to like who I like better between Danny and Sean, personally, I like Sean better. Especially if they're both going to give me B potential. At least I'll get defense with this. Same level of contact division, speed even faster, just no power. So I kind of wonder, where's the difference there? What am I missing out on? Both 100% scouted, so I'm not missing anything too wild. But as you can see, I kind of go into prospects. I see where they're from, whether it's in the central, eastern region. We're going over third base too, so we can start getting a couple more percentage points on these to see who some of the higher ones are. Not too many of them in the top 100, but it does look like Michigan, Illinois. The first 2 guys I see right off the bat are central, a couple in the international as well. So at least the higher prospected ones are in the central region. So at least in my mind, that's what I kind of focus on when it comes time to pick just like a region to scout a position, to get that 10 or 15% for everybody that's in that area instead of focusing mainly on one player. And then you focus on one player when he really looks interesting and at least something to consider with that top number 1 pick, because you at least want your first pick to hit. So that's why this time around I'll be looking at catcher Edwin Johnston to see if maybe he's worth taking that top pick on. If he's actually very good, he's the only catcher that has looked good. We also get catchers in the center region as well. And then we'll go ahead and go third baseman in the central region too, to get 10% on all those guys and see if any of them standing out to me. But Johnston, 7 on our board, 9 on the MLB board. He'll have my eyes for sure. So as we go ahead and get back into another week, we'll be mostly simulating through this episode, trying to get through a big portion of April with a couple of critical situation games. This is a fast-paced way to get through a big chunk of the season, right? It's 162 games. We got to find a quick way to get through it. So one of the ways that we're going to do that is here with CJ Cron. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, first pitch he sees is a base hit into the outfield. As we're already starting off right, man. Single into the outfield, no outs. And we are looking to go ahead and put some moves here on this team. Eric Costa's up next. First pitch he sees will fly out. We're trying to walk this one off in extra innings. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is by getting good play from our middle of the orders. That's lined out, caught, and tagged. For whatever reason, he jumped. My man CJ Cron jumped at first base. It was caught, and he was able to get tagged out because he was still midair. And then Austin Meadows, first pitch he sees, deep out to right field. Right to the outfielder, though. Gets it right before the warning track, and the Nationals avoid the sweep. Still fall victim to another series loss to us. as we're going to keep that streak up at 5, and we'll see how much longer we can keep it going. But Ronaldo Lopez actually coming up away with the loss here in this one, giving up 5 runs in the 7th inning. So this could have been a win easily, as we had 11 hits, 2 home runs for Green and Madden. But Tariq Skubal, 2 2/3. Looks like he might have got hurt in this game yet again. Joey Wentz, 3 2/3, 4 earned runs, not great at all. And then Ronaldo Lopez kind of let it fall apart. So it does look like Tariq Skubal did suffer another injury, another day-to-day injury. Hopefully he's not the injury-ridden one Matt Manning had at year 1. Now it looks like he passed it over to Tariq Skubal, which is not good for development. Now, as you can see here, though, the very next game out, Seattle is down to us 5-0. Top of the 9th, and we have a chance to go for a complete game shutout with Luis Severino. You know, his ERA has been struggling this season, so this is exactly what the doctor ordered at the right time, as he's 90 pitches into this and looking to see if he can go ahead and shut the door with a 5-run lead. We'll let him go a little bit wild here, as the second pitch is chopped on the ground to Wong to first, and he's got him. JP Crawford up next for the Mariners. 1 for 3 on the day, and we're looking to kind of shut him down as the first pitch he sees, he lines out to Matt Verling, who will catch it and glove it. 1 pitch outs, 2 pitch outs. Exactly what you need when the pitch count is already high, so he doesn't get even more tired. But middle of the order now, Julio Rodriguez, the number 3 hitter for the Mariners, looking to maybe get a rally going with 2 outs here for his team. Chops this one over to Scope, though, as long as there's no error, we are able to go ahead and get out of here with the victory. That is a 5-0 complete game shutout for game 1 against the Mariners, as we look to extend these wins and really grow this lead. It's early in the season. It can fall apart near the mid-season, near All-Star break time. So I'm enjoying the good play while we have it. I don't personally think I made the moves to go for a World Series run, but we'll see just how long and how far this team can go. Now, as you can see here, 6 hits as a team. We really made them count, though, with 5 runs. Jonathan Scope, 8th home run, 4 RBIs, and I see 4 RBIs in that 8th inning. Possible grand slam there at Severino. 12 Ks, got the ERA down to 6.5 now. Only 4 hits given up, so that's helping the whip go down too as well. And we answer right back the next day. Another chance for a complete game shutout. This time it's Spencer Turnbull. 8 innings, 83 pitches deep, and facing the same, well, not the same exact 3 people, but middle of the order, Julio Rodriguez this time leading off instead of ending the game. As we look to go ahead and get series win number, what would this be, 7 of the season to go ahead and start it off, winning the first 2 games and then go for the sweep tomorrow. We'll see how it pans out, as a quick 2-0 count as the ball goes foul there, making it 2-1. Rodriguez battling, but in a very hitters friendly count. Now 3-1 with Eugene Suarez, I gotta say that first name again, on deck. But we're not worried about the batting average, sub 200, so at least we got a chance for maybe a double play here. That 98 speed is going to be something to watch out for with the leadoff base hit. And yeah, it is Eugenio Suarez, the 4 hitter, 0 for 3 on the day. So he's been keeping them pretty quiet here at the power spots and gets him to chase that slider low and away. That is a strikeout. Great pitches there to Escobar Hernandez. I am butchering these names. So Mariners fans, I am sorry for y'all. But it don't matter, because if you can't even hit off us, I shouldn't respect you enough to say your name right. Bobby Dalbec is up next, 2-0. Lines this one into the outfield, and that's why I said his name right. He was at least able to come away with a hit. As now it's looking like a pretty scary rally here. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Pitch count now over 100. Maybe I should have got him out, but I wanted him to get this complete game shutout. And then Verling here had plenty of time to come underneath it. Takes it off the bounce for whatever reason. I was so shocked. I had a double pump. We get the ball in the chrome, going to the plate. Got him at the plate. They tried to get in 2 off the pump fake, weren't able to do it. So no complete game shutout, but we do win the game in the series 4-1. As that really bewildered me. You saw how long he backed up and waited for it. I definitely feel like he had a chance to go get it. And there was nothing I could do in that situation. It literally put me into an animation where it just made me fall back. Now I wanted to come into the replay just to see exactly, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I saw it from a different angle. Maybe it would have been better to just take this off the bounce. Maybe he really didn't have it. But if you see this, look how long he's setting up. Ball's not even there yet. He's still standing still, backs up, and look where it lands. I gotta think he's able to catch that. So I'll try to like take this off and see where it lands. Like, look right there, trying to make sure he wasn't standing in that spot. Because if he was standing in that spot already and then he just backed up to take it off the bounce, I would have been pissed. But look, all he has to do is take 1 or 2 more steps forward. Just got scared. I wonder if there's like a confidence meter for the outfielders too, just like the pitchers, so that way they know when to come up and actually catch it. But great game here. Spencer Turnbull, 9 innings of complete games or complete game work. 8 hits for us as a team. Meadows, Manton, Carey, Verling, all solo home runs to give us this 4-1 lead. 7 strikeouts, 8 hits given up for Turnbull. Got the ERA down to a 3.2. So the starters are looking very strong. You can see here Dylan Dingler down at AAA will get hurt, as well as AA Kervin Castro. Both will miss a couple of days as we lose the last game. So can't finish off the sweeps, unfortunately, as we lose this game 10-3. Not much offense to speak of. 9 hits. We should make more runs available from that. But Manning, 5 innings, a terrible start. ERA now above 2. And then Ronnie Garcia still struggling this season. 3 1/3, 2 earned runs. Maybe it's because he's being allowed to pitch that many innings. But we'll go ahead and get into this Houston series and try to simulate forward through this one too, as well as Akil Baddoo will go down with an injury now, which is kind of unfortunate. He's a big part of our lineup. But we do go ahead and tie up the series with Houston 1-1 right now after we lose game 1, win game 2. So another chance to keep that series win streak alive. And with 65% scouted, Edwin Johnston is now moved down to 31st on my board. Contact still has the potential to be high, vision high, defense good, no speed, no power. At catcher, I mean, it could be hit or miss. That could be somebody I take with my second pick then, if he's going to slide that far back. We got 8 new prospects at catcher, 7 new prospects at third base that we can go ahead and take a look at. So I will go to my recently scouted, go position by position instead of just looking at all of them at once. You see Lincoln Spartato here, moved up 1 spot from 30 to 29 on our board. Only thing I'm getting here though is defense. Everything else is about average to below average. Diego Escobar here at 69, moved up considerably in the hundreds. Everybody else is pretty much like not ranked. So not much from the catcher prospects this year. Third base, see if anybody moved up. Wally Seacrest moved up to 28 on our board. Everything's still though. Defense and speed wise, great. That right side of the screen, I love that blue, but other than that, hitting wise, he's not going to be it really. A couple guys moving up closer in the hundreds. A non-ranked guy getting up to 192 on the board. So I want to get more information on Wally Seacrest. See if the hitting is really that bad. See if it's somebody I could potentially get in the second round, as he's our only third base prospect that looks like a top 50 caliber type of player. And then we'll also keep kind of focusing in on more third basemen, this time internationally, and then catchers in the East, just to kind of switch it up and see if anybody else trying to piques my eye and want to take a further look at. So we win game 3 against Houston though, so that's another series victory, and we will be focusing in today on this Giants series to kind of piece together a full series of gameplay for you guys. I know you guys love that I actually put up gameplay of the rebuild and not just show simulations and off seasons and stuff like that. So the first thing I wanted to do is get one of our cold hitters, Matt Verling, batting 195 this season, 3 home runs in our leadoff spot. Was definitely not playing like this last year. Had a 300 average for almost the whole season. Missed 1 to 2 months, I think it was, with the injury last year, but still played phenomenally at that leadoff spot. So I wanted to get a player lock game in with him to see if we can kind of turn it around for him. And already you see the luck might be on his side, as a chopped up base hit. Pitcher was unable to throw it, and with that 92 speed, you know I'm taking off. Grounder over to first base, not going to be enough time for a double play, where if I didn't take off, it would have been. And now at second base, I'm taking an extended lead, and I'm going to take this base too. Jonathan Scope up, 1-1 count. Flies this one deep out to left field. Looks like he will settle underneath it, so I'll have to get back. Not able to move up on this play just yet. And I wish he had took that. At a 1-1, you could have afforded to take a strike, especially if you were going to do that. CJ Cron up next in the 4th spot. Lines this one past the third baseman where he could have been at, because I was stealing. Shortstop throws over and it's not in time. Great play there. That's what speed will do when it gets on base. Distracts the defense, and now we're up 1-0. Runner at first base up for his second at bat against Ross Stripling. 29 pitches in on the day. Gets a 4-seamer up near the shoulders. Bloops down for a base hit. It'll get in there, so the right fielder will play it off a bounce. Throw over to third base, not in time. And we got runners at the corners now. And this is another perfect chance to steal. Full count here for Kerry Carpenter, hitting at the 2 spot with Akil Baddoo going down with injury. This will fly out to the outfield and get down. Not going to be enough time to go and try to score, but because of it, it's an RBI base hit, and we're able to get in the third base on. This will put Jonathan Scope in a great chance to score us in. Even if it's a double play ball, we can still get an RBI here. No double play, but they will get him out at first. 3-0 Tigers. Already looking stronger than the next thing I know. We're in the bottom of the 6th. I'm going out to the defense, and we are now tied 4-4. Joey Wentz is in the ballgame. 2 outs. Runner at first base. This is a line shot. Shallow left center field, and we will go in for the diving play. He made the tumbling grab. As we go back and watch this on replay, Matt Verling on his hot horse, 92 speed, coming in, grabs it, tumbles, and barrel rolls. But that might have just saved the run, because if he misses, you know the run's coming around to score on that. And on the offensive side, we go and back that up with 2 home runs the next inning from Scope and Baez, and we take back our lead here 7-4. And at this point, bottom of the eighth, 2 outs. We're going back into the outfield. Yamisi Garcia is up. And I wasn't sure if Matt Verlander would be able to get another at bat here, but after that long inning, it looks like he will at least have one more. But we're going to go into like a full game standpoint here to go ahead and close this out. We've seen a lot of offense in this game, so why not go ahead and get some more excitement as Matt Verlander will come in. First pitch swinging, chops it on the ground to second base. He ended up going 2 for 5 today with both those base hits, both of those runs, but nothing else impressive other than that. And then it's Alex Lange starting off this year the same way he did last year. Consistency on his saves, and we'll have to hope the second half doesn't blow up for him, as he's 8 for 8 so far through 7 1/3. Now, I think they said he was tired in this game too, just off of how much he had pitched the day before. So we'll see if he has the energy to go ahead and get through this closing opportunity. As Ryan McMahon will start things off with 2 quick strikes. Watches the knuckle curve, but you can see he definitely wanted to swing on that one. So we'll go ahead and throw that sinker. Try to get it low in a way it catches too much of the upper part of the plate, but he got underneath it. That's an easy fly ball out, 4 pitches through. And a quick 3-0 count here to Estrada. Trying not to lose him here as we lay that fastball in over the plate. Come right back with another one, 3-1. And he takes that ball deep out the left field, and it is gone. Solo home run for Estrada. That is number 3 for him on the season. 399 feet on that one. And that 4-seamer was a little bit lower than we wanted. We wanted to hit that upper left-hand corner. Caught a little bit too much of the plate, and because of that, it is now down to a 2-run lead. This is what some of the problem has been for Alex Lange. He kind of blows leads. Hopefully, it's not starting at this point, especially now with me controlling the right. Wilmer Flores flying this one out, and Green will go ahead and grab that one in for the easy play. 2 outs. Michael A. Taylor. It's up to the 9-hitter to extend this game. Tries to check his swing there. Was a called strike anyway. Checks there again, and they're going to call him to going all the way around the knuckle curve, so it's 0-2. Can we get him to chase one more pitch here? Swings and misses at the knuckle curve. That thing is beautiful. Detroit gets out of here with another victory, and just like that, we start the series 1-0. But I remember, we're focusing in on this series here today, so we're going to go ahead and get another player lock game in to go ahead and push us into game number 2. But before we get into that, we got to check this box score, man. Jonathan Scope, 1 for 4, home run, 3 RBIs. Joey Wentz getting the dub here today, pitching 2 innings of great relief. Almost everybody getting a hit in the lineup too as well. 9 hits overall. Home runs for Baez, Meadows, and Scope to go ahead and give us this great 7-5 victory. Spencer Turnbull's turned in a great start. 5 innings, 4 earned runs. It's okay, but we were able to go ahead and get the offense behind him to go ahead and set things up. Now, we're going to jump into, or at least try to jump into game number 2. We got a trade offer here coming in from the Philadelphia Phillies. Matt Strom, a relief pitcher, 32 years old, D potential, 68 overall, but so far this season has pitched pretty good. 7 games, 12 2/3, only 5 earned runs, leading to a pretty low ERA. An area where we are kind of struggling. As I look at my relief pitchers ERA, 4 ERA for Lopez, Jose Ciano is not up here right now. Ronnie Garcia, 5.23 ERA. So not too many guys in our bullpen are actually pitching pretty good, other than Jordan Hicks, Yamisi Garcia, and all they want to return is Roberto Campos, a right fielding prospect that's 20 years old, only seat potential. He's 58 overall. I think he's down at like single A at the moment. So not entirely worried about giving that up. I think it's a pretty good option, and we can end up moving maybe Ronnie Garcia down. See is struggling this season, and maybe help bolster up our bullpen, especially with us in the situation we're at right now. We're winning. Why not make the move? Now, look here. Matt Manning, 22 1/3 innings, only 5 earned runs given up the season for a 2.01 ERA, a 1.3 whip, 2 quality starts, which is probably more than that. If you don't get that 6th inning, they don't give you the quality start. But 2 out of his 4 have been quality starts. I would like to think that he's had a very good season so far, 77 overall, and he's looked stronger this year than he did last year. So we'll get into a player lock game with him as well for game 2 here against the Giants. Steven Kwan starting off. But the one thing that's always impressed me, he's my first person that I played a game with when I got MLB 23 to show. He's one of the prospects that I was the most excited about on the active major league roster right off the bat. And I think he's one of the key cornerstones of this rotation. I'm not sure if he'll be the ace, but the way he's pitching this season, in due time, could at least be a solid number 2 behind Tariq Skubal. He's playing very good this season. ERA, gets 1 out. He could be below 2 as he gets the clean strikeout to start the game. Now, you saw he didn't have that many strikeouts. I think he had 7 in the 4 starts up to this point. So, already getting one of those 7 here early here to bump that up to 8. Nice little pop out here by Tyler Wade to get a quick 2 outs there. And then I think that says Tyler Stevenson, Reds legend, for us, man. The catcher that batted 300 at the 9 spot was great for us for so many seasons and very key to us winning that World Series. But here right now, down 0-2, he's the enemy, and he swings and misses at that 4-seamer inside. 7 through 4 games, 2 in the first inning of this start. And let's see if we can go ahead and pick it up and keep it going as we get a call strike 3 right there. Mitch Hanger watches that 4-seamer and gets froze up. And I was very impressed by the start he was able to put together. And you see we give him 2 runs of an advantage here in the top of the second. So we go bottom 2 here, getting him high and tight. Looks like it did hit off the elbow, so a little bit of a stare down there. But what's better than running and charging the mound? Getting a line drive base hit. That hurts the heart just a little bit more, I would say so at least. As it gets up against the wall, it'll be a single. As the runner gets over to third base, not enough speed to come home. Just hit a little bit too hard there, but with 1 out, runners at the corners, Estrada is looking to make something happen here. He'll get a full count and just watch that 4-seamer about eye level and walk over for the bases loaded. Big pinch here with Wilmer Flores coming up. At least it's the bottom of the order coming up here. You get a swing and miss on the slider there. Ton of break on that pitch too as well. We love throwing those sliders, and especially low and away. This one gets chopped over to third base. They'll go over to second for 1. Over to first. That is CJ Cron getting the second out there with the double play. Able to get out of that still, no runs across. Now, unfortunately, the trouble doesn't end there as we see Michael Taylor here, and we get down to a quick 3-0 count. Find that slider going across, get him to pop up this 4-seamer, and just like that, we're back into it. It's nice and full up for us here. 3-2. Swings and misses through that 4-seamer, strikeout number 4 on the day. And we might even catch up to them 7 strikeouts in this one start before we even get to 5 innings. As this is lined deep down the line, it is fair. Hitting up against the wall. This one will at least be slow enough to go in and get a double off of, or at least a little bit more speed. And just like that, they're back in a running scoring opportunity here. With only 1 out down, they get a line drive right past Matt Manning's head. It'll get up the middle for Verlin. He'll come in firing, but that throw will be up the line and late. RBI base hit by Tyler Wade. And already, it's not looking too good. We only have now a 1-run lead. As this one goes up the middle. Nice and timely double play yet again over the first. Got him. So gives up 1 run there. Thanks to defense, though, for getting them out of it. As we go ahead and skip all the way to the bottom of the 7th. The middle innings quieted down a lot. Didn't see any hits kind of come through. No runs. Game is still 2-1. We haven't even scored anymore. But we do get this fly ball out to go ahead and start the bottom of the 7th inning. As we are able to try to see how deep he can go in this game. He's 90 pitches into it. I'd imagine he'd probably be done after 7. But only time will tell, and a long at bat is not what you need at this point. Ryan McMahon forcing a full count here. 3-2, swings at the slider. That thing broke almost like a 12-6 curveball with how much break that thing just had. And we got Estrada up next, 1-2. Couldn't get him to chase the same pitch, so we'll even things back up at 96 pitches through this one. Get him to chase the slider out the zone. He makes contact with it, but weakly over to Jonathan, who will throw over to CJ for the out. And that will just about do it there for him. Now, I wanted to watch this game as it did start getting closer. We almost put in another run. They do decide to go in and relieve when they bring in Anderson Espinoza, the Rule 5 pickup. Had a clean 8th inning there, but in the bottom of the 9th, when we need him the most, walk, single, double play, and a strikeout. We're able to go ahead and get out of it. Another timely double play, and we are able to get out of there smooth, clean, and with a dub. So Anderson Espinoza picks up his save, saving the day for Matt Manning with a terrific start. Only 1 run given up here today, and he's looked good. Anderson Espinoza maybe just needs more innings and he'll lower his ERA, but he looked good too as well, coming in to close that one up for a 2nd save of the season. But as you can see here, the offense, 13 hits, only 2 runs. We got to get some more of those across. There were too many times I was watching and we get 2 hits in the inning and then a double play would happen or a couple of strikeouts and it just get unlucky for us. Now 8 strikeouts, better than his season total in 4 starts. Only 4 hits, 1 walk, so ERA is now at a 1.8 and Anderson's ERA is below 5 finally. So really impressed with what we were able to do. We just got to get those runs across to kind of help out with getting more than just 2 runs off 13 hits. That's terrible. Now, as we look at the pitch analysis here, you see this 4-seam was kind of all over the place. Only 63% in the strike zone. Sliders were pretty good, but those curveballs, I was throwing a lot of them this game. You see only 27%. Look at 2 of them were for a strike. It was really, really, really bad. They just could not find that corner at all. You see a lot of them were taken. The 2 that were swung at were missed and strikeouts. So thankful for that, but he could not find the zone with that pitch at all. So we got to work on maybe the command and control a little bit of that curveball to hopefully see that strike percentage be above 60% next time that we see him we will start. Now, I told you we were focusing on this series. We got the first 2 dubs. We're going for a series sweep and a 5-game winning streak here in game number 3 with Casey Mize on the mound, a 3-1 record, 4.10 ERA, and a young we're going to just call him a rookie just because we're calling him up for his first full season, at least in this series, even though I'm pretty sure he has like 2 years, I think, of MLB experience prior to this, at least totaled up. But we'll be asking him to do a lot here to go ahead and sweep this Giants team that's actually looking pretty good. You see, we're batting .297 and 6 earned runs given up in this series, so both sides of the ball are playing great. It will just take one more outing from both sides to go ahead and lock this one up. And tasked with stopping us will be Julio Reyes. 5 starts this season, a 1.5 ERA. He has looked masterful, almost like he is their ace, because he is. 32 hits given up, 34 strikeouts, a below 1 whip through 5 starts is ridiculous to me. This man has looked phenomenal. The fact that he's not 5-0 is crazy. Unless this is, actually no, I think this is his 5th start. So the fact that he is 4-0 is crazy still. He's won every start that he's been in, decided in every start that he's been in, and we're looking in that streak here today, as well as continue our own. And we're bringing Cesar Hernandez off the bench, as Verlander needed a day off, and I thought, move him to DH and let him lead off here. We'll see if that decision works out for us, as right off the bat, he's able to work a full count, 6-pitch at bat here, as he is weighing things down, fouling off pitches. We want to get that pitch count high and get somebody this good out as early as possible, if not from scoring a lot of runs, from just being tired. So you see here 8 pitches, about to go on to 9 with another full count. We decided to throw it way off the plate, let him walk over to first base, try again, start over with the next batter, Riley Green. Young rookie phenom, or not even a rookie no more, but looking strong this season with 361 strikes out. But our power hitter, Jonathan Scope, is up next. Runner at first. Great chance to get some more runs here early. This one goes deep out into right field. It finds a glove. Unlucky, but 16 pitches deep here as CJ Cron pops this one up. I think we at least did our job getting him close to 20 pitches in this first inning. If we can keep that up, he won't last too long, even if he's shutting us out. Now you see Casey Mize, though, like we mentioned earlier, 4.10 ERA, so he's looked pretty rough as far as earned runs go. Whip is at a 1.1, though, pretty low. 5 walks, 25 hits, 15 strikeouts. So I love to see those strikeout numbers get up. Love to see those hits get a little bit less. At least their other team is making their hits count. Now, anything you can do, I can do better was a person. It'd be Tyler Wade. As you see here, he works our first batter. 10 pitches deep here with their full count as well. Do we walk him? No, we get him to chop it on the ground to CJ Cron, who will take it himself and get the first out. So even though ours took forever, at least we go ahead and get it out recorded with it. And we'll still have to only face the minimum of 3 batters. 1-2, swings and misses at that slider low, as we're able to go ahead and get him down and out of here. 16 pitches deep at this point. Mitch Hanger's coming in with the 1-1. Pops this one up, going deep back into left field. Carpenter's ranging back at the warning track. Gets it just a couple inches before the wall, as we're able to go ahead and get out of that first inning pretty smoothly. Eric Haas starting the second out for us as we look to continue to raise that pitch count, taking things that aren't close or look close. Gets a 4-seam off the edge, perfectly timed up, and this will get back and up against the wall, beating the shift. As it'll range off the wall, he's able to go ahead and run straight into second base for a leadoff base runner. Next up, we got Javi Baez coming in off that leadoff double, striking out of that slurve in on the hands, and Julio Reyes has been looking pretty good this start, giving up a couple of hard hits, but been able to settle everything down. As you see a little chopper here back to the catcher, and he's able to throw out first base with Kerry Carpenter, and now it's Austin Meadows, 2 outs. Runner at third, great chance to get an early lead here. This one going towards left center gap, right to a glove, though unfortunately slicing just a little bit too much for him. And the game will still say 0-0 as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Casey Mize has looked good, battling another ace as well in this game, so that's at least showing some good promise, not letting that rattle him. He's able to go ahead and get a nice quick out here to start out the bottom of the 4th. Austin Slater up next, so it's top of the order, second time around, and that'll be a base hit that gets up the middle. Riley Green will come in and play it off the roll, but just like that, they've got a chance to maybe move some runs across. Of course, if main runners are involved, you want to get a close eye on those and see how he handles everything after the fact. So Mitch Hanger is up next, watching that 4-seamer off the plate, being patient, gets it all the way up to a 2-1 count in his favor, and they're going to try to steal it off on second base. Got him. No, he didn't. I thought he might have had to tag in just in time. Their Colton Wong could not get it, so that will be a stolen base. And on 3-1, he checks his swing. He'll walk over to first, keeping at least the double play an option for us. But now it's Estrada up next, 2-1. He'll chop this over to CJ Cron, who will throw it to second for 1. Back to him at first for another. Grounded to double play there. And just like that, top of the 5th. We had a little scare there, getting 2 guys on, a great chance for them to score some runs, but thankfully we were able to get that clutch and timely double play that's been showing up all video to go ahead and get us out of that. Now Kerry Carpenter here with 1 out. After the swift ground out the shortstop and watches and gets frozen at four-seamer right in on the hands. Maybe we'll have time to go warm up as he's sitting on the bench. After all that heat just passed by him. Austin Meadows 2-2 chops us over to first base, and another clean inning for Julio Reyes. As we're starting to watch pitch counts now, as we go through the second trip of the order for Casey Moss, he's at about 56 pitches here through 4 innings of work, and giving up another leadoff base runner here to Wilmer Flores. Michael Confronto looking to try to get something going this time around with the leadoff base runner on, but he would just sky this one out to Green, who arranged to his right just a little bit. Go ahead and glove that and get it in. Now we got Kevin Kiermaier up with 1 out. Runner at first base. 31st. Picked in the 31st round. What day is the 31st round on of the draft? We get a nice quick double play there, but that's got to be on like 5 days of drafting. There's no way they got all these different rounds. Like, and then what do you do if you're bro? I don't even know if I would be happy. Like, of course I'm going to the show, but I'm going to the minor league show for sure. Now, thankfully, he's able to make it up here to the big league level, but most in the 31st round probably ain't making it to the big league level. Your career is in the minors, getting that minor league $60K contract. I mean, it's still better than most jobs. So that's a livable wage in some states. So, leadoff double here, though. As you can see, we don't want to get too distracted from CJ Cron getting that leadoff double. And then Eric Haas, base hit into the outfield, hit a little too sharply. But we have runners at the corners, no outs, and a great run scoring opportunity here against Julio Reyes. 72 pitches in, maybe starting to look a little bit tired as Javi Baez watches that one about eye level. Force him to start the at-bat. Comes right back with a slurve. Catching way too much in the middle of the plate. That is gone. Javi Baez hits the 3-run shot, his 4th of the season. And that was a mashed one, 445 feet. As that slurve was about chest high. Sat back on it, got good timing, and took it directly out into left field. Get another angle of this one too, coming in from show vision. Look at that. That's actually belt high, like right there down the middle of the plate basically, and just absolutely destroyed that high arcing home run. 104 on that exit velo, and just look at that perfect timing. And we all knew that one was gone from the moment it hit the bat. And with that one, the manager said he's seen enough. Only about 73 pitches deep, 6 innings of work. But that 3-run home run was enough to go ahead and get out their ace. So either it'll be his first loss or his first no decision of the season. But he will not keep that streak going of every start getting a dub. So Jacob Junis will come in, a 9 ERA. I don't know if you exactly want to go to that out of the bullpen. I'd be kind of mad. Just imagine you've already given up 3 earned runs, and we have a 91% chance of winning this game, and then you bring in somebody with a 9 ERA right behind me. Yeah, we have no hope of keeping this lead down. Or so we thought, as Kerry Carpenter grounds us over to first base yet again, taking it himself. Austin Meadows, it is 7, 8, and 9, so that's a good part of the lineup to at least come in on. This is chopped up the middle, not going to be able to get there at second base. 1 out base hit for Meadows, and there's still plenty of wiggle room to get something working here. Cesar Hernandez back up to the top of the order, 0 for 2 on the day with a walk, but hits this one deep out in the right field. It looks like it could be right towards a glove as he dives and misses. It'll go over his head and hit up against the wall and stop dead on the warning track. Runner's going to come around and in. He's going to third base. Throw will come to the plate. An RBI triple for his first hit of the game for Cesar Hernandez, being just as clutch as we remember him. And that'll get the lead up to 4-0 as we hand things back over to Casey Mize. 7 innings of work, getting yet another strikeout there on that slider away. 1-2 here to Estrada. Can we get back to back right off the bat? Taking this one out to Carpenter, who will range all the way over to his right in foul territory and glove this one in. And he's looking pretty strong. You see 91 pitches through 6 2/3. We'll have to see exactly how deep we let him go in this ball game. But with the shutout going, I have no intentions of taking him out. And he gets a nice little quick out there. That's exactly what you want when that pitch count is up. So we go to the top of the 8th now. 1 out. CJ Cron up again. Chops this one over and beats the shift for a base hit. As we're able to go ahead and get a 1 out base runner on base for Eric Haas to try to look and start what they did last time with the home run. 2 for 3 on the day. He's looked pretty strong. And we'll see how carefully Junis is going to pitch him. Watches that first slider in on the hands. 1-0. It's another slider. He's batting 193 against righties, 300 against lefties. So hopefully we can look to improve that a little bit with a 2-0 count here. Pitching counts. And there goes the power. Raise that average up over 200 against lefties. Give me that 2-run home run as it is gone. Third home run of the season, even deeper than Javi Baez's home run at 452 feet. Exit velo of 105. And he absolutely crushed that one and pulled it out over towards that left field foul pole. And with that, they bring in Dominic Leone. 9 games, 12 2/3 innings, a 6.39 ERA. Not doing too good against righties. But as we get to the lower part of this order, a lot of our lefties are down here. So maybe that'll work to his favor. But he still got to get there first and face off against Javi Baez. Quickly getting him to a 1-2 count and striking him out on that 2-seamer on the hands. No back-to-back home runs, at least for us. Kerry Carpenter playing terrible today, 0 for 3. But will go ahead and bounce back with a nice little line drive. Hit down the line and it'll rattle up against the wall. He'll play it off the bounce. And a nice double here with 2 outs. Maybe getting a 2-out rally going against another reliever with the terrible ERA. Could be a chance. Austin Meadows. Line that slider up the middle. It'll get down in front of the center fielder and he'll bobble it. So an easy trip to home plate for Kerry Carpenter. And it is now a 7-0 lead. Great offense here, striking late. We're able to go ahead and get some magic working. And we hand things back over to Casey Mize to go ahead and finish this up. Bottom of the 8th. 95 pitches through, and a long at bat is not what we need right now. As it's evened up here to Michael Confronto. Pops this one up. Carpenter will range in nice and easily, get underneath it for the first out. Kevin Kiermaier up next with 1 out. Nobody on. Lines this one right to Meadows on the first pitch. Exactly what we need when the pitch count is getting near triple digits. As these 1-pitch outs are going to be very, very clutch. Tony up next. Watches that 4-seamer low. For a strike. Maybe trying to wade things out. See if he can work a long at bat. But then swings at the next 4-seamer right out to Meadows. Same results. And just like that, we've got 1, 2, 3 down. We go top of the 9th here. Can we get a little bit of last inning sparks? Get a couple more insurance runs. I mean, we have as much insurance as we might need. 7-0 right now. And Riley Green is up. 1 out already. Fouling off that 4-seamer low and away. Gets another 2-seamer this time low and away. Takes this one out to deep left field at the wall. It is gone. Hitting into that tunnel. Rolling out of the stadium. 5th homer of the season. Probably the shortest one of the day, though. Not even hitting 400 feet. But he is able to go ahead and get enough wood on that one to go ahead and take it out of here and extend this lead to 8-0 for the young phenom Casey Mize. Who will now come back up bottom of the 9th facing 9 and then the top of the order. 105 pitches deep as he works a full count here to Garrett Hampson. And this is not how you want to start off the first inning, as that ball will be taken out deep. Left field, Carpenter ranging back at the wall. He leaps, but not in time. That is the first run of the ball game for the San Francisco Giants. A solo home run, his first of the season. As that one just barely got out of here, going slightly farther than Riley Green's, I might add. But they are able to go ahead and finally put a run on the board in this shutout. And maybe it's time to go ahead and get Casey Mize out. Maybe we let him stay in just a little bit too long. Triple digits might be all he could work for. I mean, if it wasn't for a long at bat, he probably could have finished this out. But we bring in the young, or not young, but newly acquired Matt Strawn. 7 games this season, 12 2/3, a 3.5 ERA. Just traded for him from the Phillies. And we'll look to see what the lefty can go ahead and do for us. Remember, I think he is 30 or 32 years old, as we get a nice line drive rocket there on the first pitch. And we're looking to go ahead and have him come into this bullpen, provide another extra strong arm, a strong lefty arm, because I don't think we had too many left-handed relief pitchers that could come in and do some work too, as well as that is a nice little 3-pitch fly out. Only, about 4 pitches through this point, 7 up here as Mitch comes in and works a very favorable 3-1 count. Is he going to be able to extend this game with 2 outs? Fouls us away. So we'll run it back, full count now. 3-2, looking to get him low and away, and he'll get a base hit past Baez. Green's going to come in and field this quickly. Not going to look to move up to second base, not being risky. Maybe if it's early in the game, you try it. But I love the safety there from the Giants. Helps us out a little bit more with getting another out here, as we got Estrada up next. 2 outs, a chance to get a rally going, and at least you're at your midpoint of the roster, the power part of the roster, the clutch part of the roster. 0-2 here. Watch as it gets frozen, that 4-seamer on the outside, Black, and we get the dub. Not only that, but we get the series win here against the Giants. They took game 2. We took game 1. We rounded out. And so far this season, we have still yet to lose a series. Now, of course, we've lost games. I can't even say we've gone on a losing streak because you can't go on a losing streak without losing a series. So it's been nothing but winning streaks and greatness here for the Detroit Tigers. Casey Mize going 4-1 on the season. Actually said, did I say sweet? I swear I just said sweet for a second, but Eric Haas 4 for 5 game here in a home run. Great job by him as he gets his 3rd, Green's 5th, Bias his 4th. You see a lot of multi-hit games here throughout the order too as well. Green 11 RBIs, Eric Haas 2 more, gets him up to 10. Meadows at 15. So they're all chasing Jonathan Scope though, as my 8 innings, 4 hits, only 4 strikeouts. So the strikeout numbers were pretty low, but at least that ERA dropped below 4. And then Matt coming in and getting a nice clutch 9th inning there to go ahead and settle everything down. But one thing I did want to look at with Casey Mize was his pitches, or not Mize, but Strom and Mize with their pitches. Is you notice the strike percentage is pretty low for both. Really, you see that slider at 56%. That's one of my favorite pitches to throw with him. You see we threw 25 of them today. They all were 0 for 4, so they were getting outs, but not at a good percentage of hitting the zone. You see a lot of those outside of the zone. Even a couple of the outs chased, a couple fouled, chased, and guys were just off balance with that slider. Now, as far as the 4-seamer goes, though, we're able to put that in work. Sinker looked pretty good. Splitter looked pretty good. And overall strike percentage, as long as it's over at least 70%, I'm pretty happy. So we come back in. Actually, we do get the series sweep. That was my fault. So we ended up sweeping one of our first series of the season. Akil Baddoo will come back into the lineup as we go ahead and simulate out through the rest of this month. As you see here, we have a game against the Royals. They end up beating us 9-2 to end the 5-game winning streak and give us our first series losses. I want to go ahead and first thing immediately, even though Kerry Carpenter is on fire right now, batting over 400, 3 home runs. Akil Baddoo is one of our only all-stars of the series and has very much so been one of our clutchest hitters of the series too as well. So he would definitely be jumping back into the lineup. You see here the very next day out, we are up 8-2. Crone already with 2 home runs. They want to see if he get a 3rd one. He did not get it, but we ended up winning that game. This one we're down 2-1, looking to come back. This could be the first series loss, and we end up getting the dub there 5-3. So they end up bouncing back on their own without me needing to do anything. We come back into the scouting. Wally Seacrest at 3rd base has dropped on our board down to 53 now. Potential at about a 68 to 90. Overall, looking like it might be pretty low. Not impressed by anything on that left side. Once again, the right side's good. Looks like you'll have good speed and fielding, but not good hitting. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And then we look at some of the recently scouted. We've got a couple catcher prospects that are looking okay. Randall Davis here, 44th on the board. Maybe somebody mid-round we could pick up. Craig Strong, looking like more of a defensive catcher. Not really much on the hitting side. So not too many good options here, you know, at least early. In 3rd base, kind of the same thing. Not too many good options here early. Most of them mid-rounds. I mean, Fernando Gonzalez here has jumped up a little bit, up to 67. Has really good hitting stats. So maybe somebody worth looking a little bit deeper into. You guys got to let me know down below. Does Fernando Gonzalez give you guys a little bit of hope or something to maybe look for at 3rd base? Now go look at 1st base too as well, because I mean we could always still use improvements there. If we get a first baseman that can play 3rd base, even better. They can be moved around and moved over. So one thing I do want to look at is catchers in the first baseman in the West, 2nd baseman in the West, and I want to look at Fernando Gonzalez to go ahead and get a couple more percentage points on him and see how deep down we can really get on him. Now we'll go ahead and finish up here though this early month. As you can see here against the Royals, we end up winning 4-0, so that's another series victory. We take that one 3-1, and we go ahead and round out the month of April here with the game against the Blue Jays, tied 4-4, looking to bounce back and take this one, and we do 7-6. Great victory to end out the month. We finish up April and the first part of the season 22-8. A great month in which we did not lose a single series. We went on a 5-game winning streak. We're 9 of our last 10, and we're on a current 4-game winning streak right now as we go ahead and head into the month of May, starting off with a win against Toronto, and we'll see if we can finish up that series next time out. Now, of course, before we get into anything, let's go ahead and look at the standings. We're at 22-8, 5 games over the White Sox, 8.5 over the Guardians. You see from Guardians down, everybody's below 500, so we're looking pretty good to start out this season. And just looking at some stats to go ahead and get everything kind of wrapped up, a stat update really quick. You see a lot of guys are actually performing very well for us. Meadows leading the team in hits with 38. Green and Baddoo over 32, and Baddoo missed some time, so he probably would be leading the team in hits if it wasn't for the fact that he missed a couple games. You can see the average numbers are looking good over there. 336, 356 for Green and Baddoo. because they have the same amount of hits. Scope 10 home runs, 28 RBIs. So the RBIs I feel like are possibly kind of low. Meadows 6 for 16, Green 6 for 12. So we could work on getting those RBIs up because we have had a lot of games with a lot of hits, just not a lot of runs, and still been able to win it because of good pitching. But we got to start scoring these runs across and being more clutch and not just hitting for high averages. You see Carpenter over 300, Jake Rogers over 300, Cesar Hernandez at 289, CJ Cron at 275. Nobody really hitting too bad. You know, Scopes at 225, Baez, Burling, Cabrera are hitting pretty bad. But in terms of overall hitting as a team, we're looking way better than we did last year. These guys are actually clicking, performing. Not that many errors in the defense as well. And Green leading us with WAR with 1.7. ISO is even looking good. I want to check out this at bat per home run. You can see Scope is at a 10.2, 304 ISO. Green's at a 333, and above 200 is supposed to be good. We have a lot of guys over 200, and that could carry a long way throughout the season as long as guys start getting hot, getting on base, and these home runs start happening while guys are on base. Now we look at the pitching stats too as well. 42 strikeouts leads the way by Luis Severino. Nobody else really getting a whole lot of strikeouts this year, and his ERA is over 5. With Joey Wentz at a 5.7, a couple guys in the bullpen at 4, but other than that, everybody else is looking pretty strong with the sub 4s. Anderson Espinosa, I'm still trying to see if this is a positive move or not. 4.15 ERA isn't that bad. 1.62 WHIP. He's only played in 3 games, had 4 innings of work. So, I mean, it's what you take with that chance of A potential. Maybe he still grows into a great player. Maybe we send him down to the minors after the season. Right now, he's not messing up our wins, so I'm not inquiring to move him down at the moment. Now, my favorite thing to look at for my starters, though, quality starts to game started. 4 for 6 for Scuball and Manning. 3 for 6 for Severino and Turnbull and Mize. So all of them at least over 500 with their quality starts, and a 1.3 WAR for Luis Severino, despite having the highest ERA amongst all our starters. Now, a quick look at the minor league stats too as well. Of course, we just want to go ahead and look at quality starts to game started. Jackson Jobe has started out the year great. No updates on his progression just yet. You know, no improvements to that 71 overall, but our starters are looking really good down here. Bo Brisquet as well, 4 for 6, 4 for 5 here for Troy Milton, so they've looked all good. 1.5 WAR for Jackson Jobe though, and 1.54 WHIP or ERA, and 0.93 WHIP for Jackson Jobe is actually starting out the year very good. I mean, if we continue to see struggles out of our long reliever, we end up maybe seeing a swap there before the end of the year. Who knows? Looking at the relief pitchers too, a lot of relievers down here with sub 1 ERAs, sub 2 ERAs. If we continue to have guys in the 4s and 5s as the season goes on, more moves can be made to be sent down to AAA and brought up. We just have to see how it goes. And then down at AA, kind of more of the same. Relievers are looking strong. Starting pitchers are looking good. Quality starts. You see Leo Franco, 3 of his 4 have been quality. James Conley, 2 of his 4. And Jason Shealy has had a quality start all season. His inning pitches are pretty low too as well. As you see a little bit upgraded there to Leo. He's up to a 61 overall here early in the season. 2-1, a 2.92 ERA. I would love to see his progression get even higher. Jason Shealy, though, I think actually has the higher ceiling, but right now is not performing well to that ceiling at all. Obviously, I don't have enough starting pitchers to really send him down to single A to kind of get some development. I'd rather him pitch anyway, get the experience. So 4.87 ERA is not bad. You can definitely bounce back from that. You just got to work on those innings pitched because it is one of the lowest. Now, looking at our batters, you already know who we came here to look at and see what he's doing. Morris Jones, leading the team in hits, 26 of them, 75 at bats. No progression on his, but we are seeing +1 contact right, +3 power left, and has 1 home run, 15 RBIs, batting .347 with 4 stolen bases with all that speed. Steele Walker's look good as well, .342 average, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, so that can't be overlooked. Our outfield has very much so good promise, not only at the major league level, but also it looks like at the minor league level. As you see Josh Valentine as well, over 300. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of those guys. Now up to AAA, Keith Clemens is hitting good as well. .361 average, +3 to his contact right. 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 30 hits, and 83 at bats. Not leading the team, but Parker Meadows is right there. We also brought him up in spring training to see what he can do. Didn't perform too well, but down at AAA, he's mashing. 320 average. Home runs is only about 2 of them. Spencer Torkelson is actually leading in the home run department with 5, saying a +2 boost to his righty, but -2 boost to his power versus left. So that's a little concerning. But batting over 300, 29 hits, 5 home runs. Could see a midseason call up if Miguel Cabrera doesn't straighten things up on the bench, but he's also not getting too many opportunities. So let me know what you guys think. Do we need to make that move? Is it time for any of the minor league guys to come up? Next episode out, we'll be getting even closer to the draft. And then the episode after that, we should be drafting our second round of guys for this team in the minor league system. And then how we'll finish out the rest of the season is, you know, if we're still in this great position, still looking like a playoff push, we'll slow things down, focus on playoff races, focusing on tightening up this division, and then, you know, maybe make a run in the postseason. The division is looking weak this year. We got one other team over 500, and they are 5 games behind us. But only time will tell. You can have mid-season slumps, end of the season slumps. We're hot to start up the year, but we're still ranked 22nd in the MLB. So we'll see how everything goes. We'll see if defense ends up, that 29 defense ends up becoming a problem for us. So I'll catch you guys in the next episode, man. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth. If you guys are enjoying the series, leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I'm gone.